My granddaughter has informed me that a male is undressing in front of the girls' in the girls' locker room in front of the girls because he identifies as a female. He also gets a front row seat to view naked females.
I would like to bring attention to and share that June is Pride Month.
A minor male can change in the locker room in front of minor females.
And it is important for me to be clear and strong in my support for our LGBTQ+ students, staff, and community members. I believe that who you love and how you show up in the experience of love deserves respect and acceptance.
My granddaughter has informed me that a male is undressing in front of the girls' in the girls' locker room in front of the girls because he identifies as a female. He also gets a front row seat to view naked females.
And for those of you who are wondering, why does this matter? I have some information for you. According to the Trevor Project's 2023 U.S. National Survey on the mental health of LGBTQ young people, 41% of LGBTQ young people seriously considered suicide in the past year, and 14% did attempt it. A majority of LGBT young people reported being verbally harassed at school. Nearly 2 in 3 LGBTQ+ young people said hearing about potential bans against discussing LGBTQ people at school made their mental health a lot worse. And so everyone, this is where our work sits. It really does. LGBTQ+ children and adults deserve authentic affirmation, and they should feel safe to show up as their full, true selves in their classrooms and organizations. And for those who are not a member of the LGBTQ+ community like me, Pride Month is also a time for you to develop your allyship. And it's okay to not understand what this is all about. This is an opportunity to learn from reputable sources like the Human Rights Campaign. And so the truth is that we all have things about us that are considered different, and we all benefit when we practice inclusion, respect, and kindness. So happy Pride. Thank you.
Welcome, Elizabeth. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you. It's nice to be here. Hi, my name's Elizabeth Kenny. I drove here from Oakland, California today to be here. My granddaughter goes to Spanish Springs High School here in Washoe County. My granddaughter has informed me that a male is undressing in front of the girls' in the girls' locker room in front of the girls because he identifies as a female. He also gets a front row seat to view naked females. Every parent should have been notified that the male is invading the girls' locker room, irrespective of any law that permits. My granddaughter doesn't want to dress in front of him, nor does she want to see him undressing. Gender identity doesn't trump immutable sex. His belief doesn't make him a girl, and it's actually brutally unkind for anyone to affirm that he can be a girl because it's not possible, regardless of taking hormones or undergoing surgeries. The school told me that my granddaughter could get dressed somewhere else if she was uncomfortable. This is backwards. You are placing male's desires above a female's needs, and I choose those words carefully. Desire versus need. The male with the gender confusion should change elsewhere. He is one, the girls are many. Moreover, gender dysphoria, that is a rejection of biological sex, is a mental health issue according to the American Psychiatric Association. The school, like so many other brave schools in the state, need to stand up for truth, biological truth, and protect sex category, which is undeniably immutable. If this board is afraid of being sued for right and moral doing, protecting your female students who can be harmed by a boy, don't be. There are law firms ready to take your case. You really should be more afraid of the parents and grandparents, and of course the harms the harms to see these girls who you are erasing by claiming that a boy can just say he's a girl and magically get treated as one. There are currently 7 lawsuits against student districts, and the parents and moral teachers are winning Parents are tired and not staying silent. Look at me. I drove 3 hours to be here. You know and I know that females need to be protected from males, not the other way around. If you want to know more about these law firms, please reach out to me. In the meantime, I have more information right here, what this transgender movement is all about. Be bold, be brave, and do the right thing. Get the male out of the female's spaces. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys.
Travis, Kenny.
Welcome, Travis. Thank you for being with us.
Welcome, good afternoon. I too traveled 300 miles because I'm concerned about this issue in my goddaughter's school. While I don't live in Nevada, my roots in Nevada go back 5 generations. And it's scary to see this happening in Nevada. In the state of Nevada, a minor cannot walk into a casino and put a nickel into a slot machine. A minor cannot have a sip of alcohol. That's good. But in Washoe County schools right now, a minor male can change in the locker room in front of minor females. This is not okay. This is concerning. And I respectfully ask the board here to make some changes. I have nothing against transgender individuals or people that are confused about their gender, and you can make special accommodations for them. But you cannot make the vast majority of normal, well-adjusted females feel bad or pressured to go into this situation. My biggest problem is they were using psychological force by making the girls feel like they were the outcasts if they didn't want to go into the locker room with boys. This is wrong. We need to respect, but we need to be rational here. We need to deal with this problem where it doesn't hurt the girls, it doesn't hurt women's sports. My goddaughter doesn't want to be in this class because of this single issue. She wants to participate in sports. She wants the rights that females are supposed to have under Title IX. And again, I'm respectfully asking the board to make accommodations for the majority, not the exception. If I can't get anywhere with the board here, I'm going to go to the governor. And I have a message for Joe Lombardo. Letting boys into girls' locker rooms is not the Nevada way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Travis. We appreciate you being here.
Cheyenne, Kenny.
Hi, Cheyenne. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for listening. Today, I drove up all the way from UC Berkeley in California to talk about the fact that Washoe County School District in Nevada is requiring females to share locker rooms, private spaces with males. My niece attends Spanish Springs High School, and she informed me of this. She also told me that she was completely uncomfortable with a male being in a women's private space. We have learned from a teacher at that school that Washoe County School District does not allow schools to inform parents that their daughters have to share a dressing space with a male. It seems that school districts do whatever they can to brush off the concerns and input of parents, so I'd like to offer another perspective, and that's the perspective of Gen Z. Young women and girls do not want men to be in our safe spaces. We do not want men to expose themselves in front of us. We do not want men to be able to watch us get undressed. Women deserve to have the protected spaces which we fought so hard for in the 20th century. I can tell you that the majority of these girls do not want to be subjected to this, but old, out-of-touch politicians will try to claim otherwise. If you don't stop promoting a perverse ideology at the expense of women, they will start asking to be homeschooled, and soon your paychecks will be cut in half. I sincerely hope that this boy is told the truth, that his biological, immutable sex was not a mistake and that there's nothing wrong with who he is. Until people are brave enough to tell the truth, we must prioritize the safety of women over the feelings of men. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Cheyenne. And the thanks always go to our public commenters. It's always nice when you say thank you to us, but I do want to remind you that public comment is your right, and it's our responsibility to listen.
Hello, Tara Thornton. I'm co-founder of Freedom Angels. We're a human and civil rights group working at the local, state, and federal level to protect children, families, and freedom. And to the point of the family discussing the situation in the Sparks School, if the gender identity issue hasn't come to your board yet, it's here now, and it's in every town and county in every state across the nation. And to give you an idea of the terrain that we're facing, a few months ago I spoke to an 11th and 12th grade class in California, and one of the topics came up was this issue. And after the multi-hour presentation and debate, a bunch of the kids stayed with me after and wanted to talk about how they had noted that in the last 4 years, suddenly they were under extreme pressure to affirm gender identity. And to the point that from their classwork to any interactions at school, nothing but full acceptance of this agenda was allowed. And I will tell you, these kids love and care about their classmates. They want to see them supported no matter who they are. But what they were really concerned about, they said, we're okay. We don't like it. We're looking forward to be out, in college and beyond. But what they were worried about were their little brothers and sisters and the kids younger, 7, 8, 9, 10, because they're seeing them come to them and have questions about gender identity that they themselves never had. And one thing we need to be really clear about, and it was touched on in the speech by Elizabeth Kenny, is that gender identity and sexual orientation are different things, and they are also different than immutable sex. And what we have right now is a generation and a growing, like the iceberg hasn't even been seen yet, of children that are facing gender dysphoria, experiencing gender dysphoria, which is a mental health condition, at an enormously growing rate. These children, I want to bring some solutions. These children, if they're not already under a 504 plan, they qualify for it. Anything that creates an interference with a major life activity allows for reasonable accommodation for them. The same goes, though, for, let's say, the girls in a girls' bathroom or a locker room. They also qualify for accommodation under a 504 plan. So what we're going to have is a landscape of competing 504 accommodations for children, because we need to support them all. And the best plan is to look at making, just like you have wheelchair accessible, start to make third options for bathrooms, changing rooms, and then larger community sports.
Thank you very much,
Thanks.
Tara. We appreciate it.
Erin Massengale. Taylor Kessinger.
Hi, Taylor. Oh, are you one of our students? Yes, welcome. Don't you worry. You take your time. We won't start the time until you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay, thank you.
I go to Spanish Springs High School, and as you've heard, there is a biological male changing in our female locker rooms. Even though this is a touchy subject, I would like to raise my concerns and opinion on being asked to change in a locker room with a boy without my parents being notified. Girls' and women's locker rooms have been designed exclusively for people who have female bodies. And for good reasons. Those reasons include biological differences between women and men, women's right to privacy, and protection from potential male violence against women. Everyone, regardless of their gender identity, deserves to feel safe and respected in private spaces such as locker rooms. Many girls feel uncomfortable in locker rooms under any circumstances, but especially when they have to share this space with someone who is biologically different from them at birth. The discomfort experienced by female students should not be overlooked or undermined. As females, we are taught to respect our bodies and to speak up, and that it is okay to speak up. This is me speaking up for myself and all of the other girls who will be finding alternative changing arrangements. It is not okay to put a female and a male child in a room together and expect us to feel comfortable undressing in front of each other. No matter how accepting I or any other person can be of transgender individuals, there is still a major difference in our natural bodies, and I believe in my heart that telling girls to dress out with a boy and then making them feel like they're excluding somebody or discriminating by speaking up, by saying they're uncomfortable, cannot be written. By doing that, you are teaching children silence. This issue cannot be written off as purely policy when there is so much more happening within the minds of students, parents, and all parties affected. From what has been explained to me, the policy allows the biological male student into the biological women's room and does not allow for teachers to speak on the issue or notify parents. It also encourages a mindset of staying quiet if a delicate subject is making you uncomfortable. Not speaking up for your own emotions and body to spare the feelings of another individual is not right. In the year 2024, I would have imagined we had come far enough to respecting women's rights to their bodies, opinions, and voice. These negative thought processes are being encouraged and is teaching our next generation of mothers, grandmothers, and aunts to ignore and say nothing when a subject might affect other people poorly. Thank you.
Thank you, Taylor. You did a really good job sharing with us.
Savannah Verdeck.
Hi, Savannah. Welcome.
My name is Savannah Verdeck. I'm a junior at Spanish Springs High School. And today I wanted to address the issue of whether trans women should be allowed in the women's high school bathroom or locker rooms. This is a topic that invokes many strong feelings, and I want to highlight some of the concerns that have been raised. Nevada crime status states that in 2023, Washoe County School District property had 24 arrests for reported violent crimes, in which included criminal homicide, rape, robbery, aggravated assault, compared to the 2022 reports, a 71% increase in 1 year. Of 24 arrests, 20 of the arrestees fell between the ages of 10 and 17 years old, and 21 of the 24 offenders were genetically male. There was enough evidence provided by the alleged crimes that Washoe schools felt the need to detain an individual on campus. While these statistics do not specify location on campus or gender identity, 24 arrests from reported crimes are enough to show us that trans women should not be allowed in high school women's locker rooms. As a female who is required for a grade to change in a high school women's locker room, I would like to offer some of my own concerns, which are echoed amongst my peers. First off, privacy and safety concerns. One of the main arguments against allowing trans women in a women's locker room is centered around privacy. Many individuals, particularly young women, feel vulnerable in such settings. They argue that sharing a locker room with someone who is biologically a male can be intrusive and make them uncomfortable. This concerns about privacy is significant, as locker rooms are an intimate space where individuals expect a certain level of confidentiality and safety. Furthermore, we need to protect the mental well-being of all students. High school is a formative time when students are grappling with their identity and self-image. The addition of trans women in a women's locker room can lead to confusion or anxiety amongst females who may feel they're in a situation that doesn't align with their understanding of gender. This awkwardness can impact their mental well-being and lead to a less supportive environment for their development. In conclusion, while advocating for the exclusion of trans women in these spaces, we should also emphasize the importance of finding compromises that respect all of the individuals. Alternatives can be created, such as a private changing area or a separate space that ensures comfort and privacy on everyone. This is a complex issue that deserves thoughtful discussion as we seek solutions and prioritize the safety and dignity of all involved. People have the right to live their lives. Nobody has the right to impose on others. While others may change their identity, this does not negate the gender they were born or but the freedom that you have to be you is the same freedom for me to be free from you.
Thank you very much, Savannah. All right, everyone. Thank you very much.
And for those of you who are wondering, why does this matter? I have some information for you. According to the Trevor Project's 2023 U.S. National Survey on the mental health of LGBTQ young people, 41% of LGBTQ young people seriously considered suicide in the past year, and 14% did attempt it. A majority of LGBT young people reported being verbally harassed at school. Nearly 2 in 3 LGBTQ plus young people said hearing about potential bans against discussing LGBTQ people at school made their mental health a lot worse. And so everyone, this is where our work sits. It really does. LGBTQ plus children and adults deserve authentic affirmation, and they should feel safe to show up as their full true selves in their classrooms and organizations. And for those who are not a member of the LGBTQ plus community like me, Pride Month is also a time for you to develop your allyship. And it's okay to not understand what this is all about. This is an opportunity to learn from reputable sources like the Human Rights Campaign. And so the truth is that we all have things about us that are considered different, and we all benefit when we practice inclusion, respect, and kindness. So happy Pride. Thank you.